Hey everybody, this is Grim Veritas here. Um, I'm going to be the first to start the roundtable off for our weekly um, podcasts and our theory crafting. So, bear with me. It's 9:12 in the morning. I'm still like pretty half asleep. Just something I thought of that I should start doing with well, to kick off rather. For the week. So here's my video, and I'm going to show off my collection. So as you see, I have a bunch of priest uh, variations. A lot are constructed that I took off the internet. Others are just the BRM priests, especially my dragon tempo. This one was actually crafted with me and a buddy of mine who has been on my streams, just kind of like helping me out, helping me put this deck together. So this is my priest dragon tempo. Um, I feel it still needs a lot of work, but it works. So I got in the pretty much the staples. I have Power Shield, I have Northshire Cleric, Shadow Word Pain, Shadow Word Death, and I chose two because um, I don't know. I've come across where I need two, only because late game, even with big game hunter, there's nowadays people are throwing out really big cards, and a lot of the times it's really hard to, especially with the temple deck with dragons, it's really hard to try to clear the board and trade and still be able to go in, um, throw in throw in more minions, because as a tempo deck you want to kill a minion to add a minion if you can. If not, still place a minion on the field. Um, so yeah, and then I have Velen's Chosen. Now this card, I find it very useful, especially in the way of when I built my Dragon Paladin deck, which is pretty much a tempo deck as well. Buffing these dragon cards are like essential. Like you get some really big plays out. Um, Standard big game hunter, Dark Cultist really works well, especially when you're drawing Twilight Whelps. And when you play the Twilight Whelps out, and yeah, Dark Cultist right after, like turn 2 if you have a coin, turn 3 if it's out and they kill it and Twilight Whelp is still up, or even if you have two of them out, uh, putting those, putting that, like, just having the 2 health, extra 2 health from the battle cry on the Whelp is good, because it turns you into 2-3. But if you can get a Dark Cultist out and they kill it, it's because it's a 2/6, and it's freaking crazy because they can hardly remove it. If you're playing against priest cards, you would actually throw in, if you have a Velen's Chosen, you hit it, the Twilight Whelp with the Velen's Chosen, put him up to a 4, now he becomes immune from any kill cards, um, especially if you're playing against the priest. So yeah, I got Defender of Argus. I felt like Defender of Argus was a good choice, just having one, because if I'm constantly clearing the board with just my dragons that I'm throwing out on the field or any of the cards that I'm playing, um, sometimes I'm gonna want to play this out just so I can have that extra taunts. Um, it's a good combo with Blackwing Technician, even if you do Twilight Whelp into Velen's Chosen, and or late game when you're throwing out like Blackwing Corruptors. Um, so yeah, I chose one Holy Nova as well, just so I can have a little bit of a board clear if for some reason I'm not getting any of my good cards, or I'm just being stomped every time, especially by face hunters. It's a little rough, especially when they're just cluttering the board with low cost minions. So if I can just throw out like a Holy Nova, or a late game if there's an Azure Drake on the field, Holy Nova. If I have any of my minions buffed with Velen's Chosen, I mean that's another +1 spell power, so I can turn this into a 4 easily, 4 damage AoE easily. So yeah. Anyway, so Blackwing Corruptor, pretty good card. I like it only because for me it sounds like it feels like I don't know, it feels like a Shadow or Pain for me, especially when you're playing against those zoo decks and you got like your knife jugglers, and or if you're playing against a hunter and he's throwing out the pack leaders or whatever they're called, the one that gives beast one, I think, yeah, one attack, and any other cards that do the same effect. I can clear those off easily with this guy. But like I said, this deck is still a work in progress. I would like to see it um, more in ranked play. I would like to use it more in ranked play. I'm not that comfortable yet, just because I feel like it still needs some tweaking. Then I have standard Sludge Belchers. The Sludge Belchers are good. I mean, you get a 3/5 taunt on the field, plus it dies, turns into a 1/2. So if you think of it this way, it's a 4/7 taunt, but you can get 2 taunts in the field, so per one. Vol'jin has its place. Vol'jin can be used either way, um, both defensively and offensively. I've also had situations where I would throw Vol'jin out, and let's say I have, um, let's say Blackwing Technician just got Dark Cultist Death Rattle. I mean, come on, play Vol'jin on it. You're gonna get that extra health, so it's gonna turn into, let's see, it's a 5/8. It's gonna be eight health. You can get 8 health Vol'jin out, so you can get 6/8. Especially at turn 5 if you can get it off early. Sylvanas standard. Chromagus, I'm not too sure about. Chromagus is a really slow card. It's really hard to play Chromagus and get the full use of his effect. I've had situations where Chromagus actually turned out really good for me. Not in the way of using the effect, but it uses, um, I use them as bait fodder basically. I throw Chromagus out. If they don't kill it, then I get extra cards in my hand next turn. If they do kill it, then they wasted a kill card, and I can play cards like Ysera or Vol'jin or even Sylvanas. Because sometimes I've noticed players now, I mean, it's pretty common, but it's a lot more common lately for me, where they would clear their whole board and then kill off my Sylvanas, and then I would waste a Death Rattle. So, I mean, Chromagus is good. Um, well, good in that situation. It's not the best, though. So, I actually might want to, I would swap it out. Let's see. I would swap it out for a different legendary. I've also grown to love, uh, where is he? Nefarian. Nefarian seems to work out just because I feel like it's a really big threat on the field. 8/8, and I add 2 spells to my card. I mean, 2 random spells to my hand. And I'd rather choose that over Chromagus, only because since Chromagus' effect is pretty much the same, except it's an extra copy of my own card. But I mean, I still get 2 cards in my hand. If you're for some reason playing Chromagus and you're able to get them more than 2 turns on there, then Chromagus becomes a better choice. But in my situation, no, it doesn't happen that way. So I'd rather have 2 extra cards from Nefarian. Other than that, if you want to throw a little more pressure on the field, I could always add in a Ragnaros Firelord. Drop, I would say drop a Blackwing Corruptor. But then there's too many high cost cards. But then now I have to go and figure out what card I want to use to drop out for a Faceless Manipulator. I feel having Ragnaros in your hand without in your deck without a Faceless Manipulator becomes, I don't know, it becomes like it's useless. You want to be able to take advantage of the random 8 damage, especially if you have 2 of them on the field and you end turn. That's 16 damage on the board and a chance for it to like do 16 damage to the hero. So yeah, like for that situation, if you would like to do that, you can. So if you do that, I would take out the one corruptor that I had, put the Ragnaros in, maybe maybe drop maybe drop a Shadow Word Death, just because I feel, yeah, even though Shadow Word Death kills, I can target any card and do, kill any 5 or higher. Ragnaros has that same kind of effect where I can have it, but it's a chance. So RNG, you're gonna randomly go and attack whatever minion's in the field or hero, but if it does hit the minion, guess what? It's gonna die most likely. So I would do that. Now, if you want to change it up some more, let's say you don't want to use Ragnaros, I would go and remove Ragnaros, remove the Faceless Manipulator, and I found this to work with my Paladin deck a lot, which is really good. Drakonid Crusher. Now, Drakonid Crusher, let's check it out. Battlecry. If your opponent has 15 or less health, gain plus 3/3. So he becomes a 9/9. If you're running a tempo deck and you can drop their health down below 15, that's really good, because you play this guy out in the field, boom, you got a 9/9 on the field. They have no choice but to waste a kill card or their cards in the field or any minions against this minion, and it gives you room to play Nefarian, Ysera, or Vol'jin. I know I know it's win situational, like not win situational, but I mean like you have to be winning in order for this card to get its full effect. But you could also still play it and throw out a Velen's Chosen if you have one, or a Dark Cultist, or even do Drakonid Crusher just cause. And if you have Defender of Argus, which I actually kind of want to put two of, sorry. Now I can have some extra taunts in the field, whatever cards I play. And so yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. Drakonid Crusher, play them down. If you can't get the effect 6/6, you could always Defender of Argus, get a 7/7, and if you end up having a Velen's Chosen and he's not dead, you play the Velen's Chosen on him, and now it becomes 9, 10, 9, 11. And it's just really situational, but I feel like it works a lot more in my favor than I've heard other people do. I don't know. I've had good luck where I've had Drakonid Crusher, and then dropped them down to 15 in one turn, and then boom, Drakonid Crusher's out next turn. I haven't played any of my legendaries. They're gonna use a kill card on that. I mean, with this deck, you want to try to all your cards are a threat. You want to try to make the other person blow all their kill cards so you can get room for Nefarian, Ysera, even Drakonid Crusher or Vol'jin. But Vol'jin is one of those cards where, not Vol'jin, sorry, Drakonid Crusher is one of those cards that you can bait out a kill card. That's how I feel anyway. That's my opinion. So this is my deck list. I want to change it up some more. If you have any opinions, anything you want to throw in, any ideas, feel free to comment below. Well, we can discuss about it. We can test it out. I'm gonna do a test video sometime, if not today, because I kind of have a lot of things I need to do. But sometime this week, or maybe even at the round table this Friday, which just a heads up, me and a few other people from the Chicago Hearthstone community are getting together to do podcasts about theorycrafting, and we're going to sit down all together and talk about the different decks we've played. I particularly chose Priest, because Priest is one of the least played decks in the meta right now, and we want to figure out a way to try to put them in. And since I'm an avid Priest player, I'll take the responsibility of that and have some fun with it, and if everybody likes what they see, we're gonna be testing it out, maybe against each other on Friday, or sometime during, I think maybe Sunday. I don't know the exact schedule just yet, but we'll keep you guys posted. Just some information for you guys. I know it's a little irrelevant, but anyway, yeah. So if you guys like what you see, feel free to comment below. Feel free to share your opinions. I'm down for anything. I want to be able to get this Dragon Temple Priest deck working properly, because I feel sometimes I draw dead, and I kind of know what it is too. It's I have a lot of high cards, but I mean we could always change it up. So anyway, like I said, comment below. I'll catch you guys next time, and then I'll show a video of the deck in play. So have a good day, guys. See ya.